Hi friends, my name is Ankur Jain and welcome back to TechSupper channel. Today in this video, we are going to look at how we can secure REST APIs with OAuth. So far, we have seen our REST API are authenticated with the basic authentication, which is not a organization standard. So OAuth is the organization or industry standard to secure any REST or SOAP endpoint. So in this video, we are going to look at the same how we can secure REST endpoint with the OAuth. So before we start, I will ask you to subscribe my YouTube channel so that you can get a notification in your notification list as soon as I publish a new video. So let's get started and see the concepts over here. So first, we are going to explain what is OAuth. So OAuth is an open authentication protocol to protect the resources. What do you mean by resources? Resources are nothing. It can be a user resource. It can be an employee resource. It can be a contact. It can be an address. So there are a lot of resources which we create in our web application or in any one of the application. So every object is called a resource. Object means like a user resource, like a car resource, like a contact resource. So everything is a resource. Okay. So we can protect these resources with the open authentication, which is called OAuth. Okay. So it is the industry standard protocol for authorization. So this is a authorization mechanism, not authentication. So there's a difference between authentication and then authorization. Okay. So it is a authorization framework enables a third-party application to obtain limited access to an HTTP service either on behalf of a resource owner or by allowing the third-party application to obtain access on its own behalf. Okay. So this is not, we are not going to cover OAuth in a very depth. This is a only simple definition which I am going to cover of a OAuth, but we can have a separate video which will explain the OAuth in detail. Let's see OAuth in OIC REST API. Integration in Oracle integration configured using REST API adapter as a trigger are automatically exposed as OAuth protected REST resources, which means when you create an integration and use REST adapter as a trigger, okay, then a REST endpoint will be there when you activate the integration. So these endpoints are automatically protected via the OAuth. Okay, so these resources can be consumed using the OAuth access token, which means the access token is a dynamic token which can be used to access that protected REST endpoints. These tokens are dynamic and to be generated using IDCS token URL. IDCS stands for Identity Cloud Service. So IDCS is one of the application in the Oracle Cloud, which is a unified way to manage all the users, applications, the security, multiple things. Okay, so IDCS is again an important application in the Oracle Cloud, which we can discuss it later. Now, in this video, we are going to cover a lab. So wherein, first of all, I have to register a trusted application in Identity Cloud Service, okay, which will give me a client ID and client secret. So once the application is registered, it will provide me the client ID, client secret, and the scope. Then we will obtain our access token with the help of client ID, client secret, and then scope. So obtain the access token, and then using that access token, we will hit our REST endpoint using that access token, and that REST endpoint provides the output which we want. So let's get started and start all these things and step by step. So I will log in into the IDCS console first. Okay. So here I am just logging in into my Oracle Cloud application with the user. So this is, you see, this is the IDCS URL, I can say. Okay. So when you log in successfully, you will be landed onto the My Services page. Sometimes you don't come directly onto the My Services page. You come onto the OCI page, from where you can come onto this particular page from the upper top corner. Okay. So by default, I have logged in into the My Services, and from here there are a lot of application. Okay. So I will go to the IDCS by by suggesting the ID, and here just go to the admin console. So here you see I am logging into the IDCS console now. You see, this is the base URL of my IDCS, and append then U1, V1, and then admin console, which will take you to the admin console of IDCS. From here, this is the IDCS console from where you can manage your users, application, group. You can manage passwords, logins, and then all records. There are multiple things you can do with the IDCS. Okay. Now, as a first step, I need to register an application as a trusted application. Okay. So just click on this applications, which will open all the application which I have. So I need to register one new application. Okay. Just click on a plus add button, and from here, from this dialog box, just select this confidential application. Just click on this. Once you do this, a page will be opened where it will ask multiple details. The details, then client, then resources, and then authorization. Okay. So here you need to give the application name. I can say my OAuth application. Okay. And then optionally you can upload a application icon, and then you can give multiple things. So all these are optional. Just click on the next button. Once you click on the next button, you will switch to the client page where you need to select this, configure this application as a client now. Okay. So once you choose this option, there are multiple options will be visible. Okay. So as per the OAuth, there are multiple type of grant types are available, like resource owner, client credential, JWT, SAML, refresh, authorization code, implicit, and then device code. So these are the terms related to the OAuth, not related to the Oracle Cloud. Okay. So you can choose any one of them depending on your requirement. So for the time being, I'm just selecting this resource owner, and will keep all these things as it is. Now just go scroll down, and here I needed to add a scope as well. Okay, just click on a add scope. Once you click on this, dialog box will be opened where it will show all the application which you have in your IDCS. Okay, so I will select my OIC application. This is my OIC application which I'm going to select, which means the OIC URL. Okay, because I am going to authenticate the REST endpoint of my OIC. Okay, so I will select my OIC application, and then just click on an arrow. So once you do this, it will show all the scopes which is under my OIC application. Okay. Now I will select both the scopes, and then click on a add button. Once you do this, the scopes will be added. Okay. So this scope will be used to generate the access token. Okay. Now just click on the next button. Once you do this, you can choose this option, configure this application as a resource service now. Okay. So if you click on this, there are multiple options which you can select, like the access token expiration, refresh token expiration, and other things as well. Okay. So I'm not using this option as of now, and I will use skip for later because I don't require all these to be configured for this particular application. And then click on the next button. Once you do this, it will ask to finish. So just keep this unchecked and then finish. Once you do this, your client ID and client secret will be there. Okay. You can copy it on a notepad++. Okay. And then close. Now, once your application is completed, you need to activate your application. Just click on the activate button, and then it will open a dialog box where it will ask, are you wanted to activate your application? And then simply click on the OK button. Now your application has been activated successfully. Okay. Now you can go to the configuration and see whatever configuration you have done. Right, it will show over here. If you go to the client configuration, it will show the configuration which you have done as per the client. Okay, you can change it as well if you need, and then again in the resources you can change what you want, then authentication, authorization, and then consent information. Okay, so I'm not using any one of them. I just need this client configuration the general information, and you need this client ID and then client secret in order to generate an access token along with the scope. So this is the scope which I'm going to use it. So just copy this scope, and then till all. Okay, and then you also need to use client ID and then client secret. Okay, from this just copy this client ID and then client secret. Okay, now I need to generate an access token. So as I mentioned in my PPT, okay, the access token can be generated with the IDCS token URL. Okay, Now I will open my Postman and will show you. Okay. Let me just open the Postman tool. Okay. So I have just opened this Postman. Okay. Oh, sorry. Now here you see IDCS URL. So in this IDCS URL, you just need to append /OAuth 2 /v1 and then /token. Okay, and here you need to pass the authorization as username and the password. Under this username and the password, you need to use client ID and then client secret. Okay, so I will copy the client ID and client secret from my application which I have generated just before that. Okay, and then we'll copy the password here as well. Okay, now just go to the body. Now under this body, you need to use this XWWW form URL encoded content type. Okay, and you need to provide four variables for grant type, scope, username, and the password. Under that grant type, it will be password. Okay, and scope will be the scope which we have seen in my client application which I have generated. So I will copy it from there itself and will paste it over here. Okay, now you see I have just copied the whole scope till all. Now here I need to pass the username and the password. The username and the password will be of my OIC user. So I will type the user and then password also. Let's say this is my password. Once I will click on a send button, access token will be generated. So let me just do it. Okay, let me just click on a send button. Here you see an access token has been generated. Now you see there are three fields will come in the response: access token, the token type, and then expires in. Okay. Now you can take this access token and using this access token, you can access your REST endpoint. Okay. I'll just copy this and another tab, I have one REST API. Okay. So here you see this is my OIC URL, which I have used while creating the scope. Okay. Now here you see I have this URL endpoint like ICS API integration v1 integration. So this is the OIC endpoint which will allow me to get all the integration which are there in my OIC. So I will append. So I will use this authorization header, and this is the bearer token. So I need to append this bearer and then just paste my bearer token and then just click on a send button. Once I do this, here you see uh, all the integration which are there has been in there in the response itself. Okay, so this is the seeded API of my OIC. Okay, same way I have another API which I have developed under the OIC. Okay, as a hello REST API. So here I need to pass the name. I will pass Andrew as a user as a name, and then again I will pass the bearer token. Okay, and then just paste the bearer token and then click on the send button. So here you see the response is there is a hi Andrew. So this is how you can protect your resource using OAuth. So you need to register an application, you need to generate a client ID, client secret, and then a scope. Get an access token with the IDCS token URL, and then use this access token which came in the response to access your REST endpoint. So this is the configuration which actually you need to do to protect your resources. Guys, I hope you like the video. If you like the video, please like, comment, and share. And you can see me over LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and you can subscribe my channel too in order to get latest video in your notification list directly. You can see my blog https://www.taxsupport.com. Thank you for watching the video. Have a good day. Bye bye.